praise is due to the Most High. We talking boxing talk. We talking boxing talk, so pay attention. God made you and I in his own image. Sometimes like in boxing, life knock you down. Get up on both feet, we never accept defeat. Remove the chains off your mind and take your time. The truth teller's always on the front line. You COINTELPRO boxer fans, you're dead wrong. Spitting division and hate all day long. But I rebuke you spineless devils in the name of Jesus. And y'all know we really don't give a damn about your wicked motives, always trying to split the fam. We talking boxing talk, so pay attention. God made you and I in his own image. Sunday afternoon, I need to unwind. I grab a cup of tea and play my sister Sugar Free. Mars, her knowledge, she will set you free. But don't get it twisted, ain't nothing sweet. We talking boxing talk, so pay attention. God made you and I in his own image. My brother Drew Titan early in the AM, always speaking facts about the code. All the truth tellers, yeah, they real bold. The General 78, yeah, he real cold. Need some boxing history, shout out to Stormy B. Queen Shawala, always on the scene. And gotta give a shout out to our champ side. Getting us real facts, always down to ride. Now through one of these truth tellers, you found me. Now let's talk boxing with Coach B. We talking boxing talk, so pay attention. God made you and I in his own image. Shout out to my brothers Freedom March, Patrice X, who helped me put this whole thing together, and my sister, the great honorable Dr. Cameron Fields, helping us get our minds right. Mind, body, and soul.
Tired of broken street glass, not getting no ass unless the baby's sleep. But even then seems like we're trying to creep. Tired of paying taxes, sending emails and faxes. Tired of crooked cops, tired of black folk complaining that crime don't stop. I wanna go to a place where lovers go, do the things that lovers do. No stress, a sweet caress from me to you. I wanna do the things we used to do, say the things we used to say, just let me. Every day, all day.
Far away from here, far away from here, far away from here.
Just jump in a taxi cab, pack a bag and get away fast.
Far away from here.
Just jump in a taxi cab, pack a bag and get away fast. Tired of late subway trains, tired of undeserved fame, tired of watching something on the TV doing nothing. I'd rather be looking at you, I'd rather be laying with you. And I don't wanna forget all the love we captured the day we met. I wanna go to a place where lovers go, do the things that lovers do. No stress, no, a sweet caress from me to you. I wanna do the things we used to do, say the things we used to say, just let every day, all day.
Far away from here, far away from here, far away from here.
Just jump in a taxi cab, pack a bag and get away fast.
Far away from here, far away from here, far away from here.
Just jump in a taxi cab, pack a bag and get away fast.
bag and get away fast.
Far away from here, far away from here, far away from here.
Just jump in a taxi cab, pack a bag and get away fast.
Far away from here, far away from here, far away from here.
Just jump in a taxi cab, pack a bag and get away fast.
Peace to the family. Peace to my comrades. And it is always smoke to the Coinfield Pro boxing fans. I know that they thought that the truth teller was gone. I know that they thought that I had given up, that I'm too busy to come back into these spaces and speak the truth on behalf of the truth tellers. But I'm here to tell you that they are dead wrong. They are wrong and highly mistaken. I told you all a few days ago, on Sunday, I would go live. And I would speak truth, power, and power to truth on the disgusting behavior that we have witnessed over the last few weeks. So this live is titled The Cancer, Remission, and Relapse. Please come on in, family. Like, subscribe, and share. Let's get this roll call started. One of the best roll calls for truth tellers on YouTube. First, I want to give a shout out to my brother, Patrice X30, who has been here from day one, saying, reveal the truth on this Sunday. Salute to my brother, Patrice X.
When you see men fall, don't laugh. Learn. Learn. Because you're on your way up. And the things that tempt people to fall, you and I are not free from that temptation.
Salute to my brother, the Dirt Gang Boss. My brother says, Coach, you see these clowns glazing Ryan for saying he's going to end Devin career. All, brother, we are going to cook on all of that this morning. Salute to my brother, the Dirt Gang Boss, in the building, always keeping it G'd up.
Wow, wow. What's up, Cat? Damn.
Yeah, yeah.
Some motherfucking doghouse battle cat collaboration right here. You know this motherfucker bang.
Salute to both of my brothers in the chat early. First information, StreamYard, can I please get that background music? So, family, why did I title this The Cancer, Remission, and Relapse in the Sport of Boxing? Well, the first question is, what is cancer? And how does it relate to the sport of boxing? Cancer is a group of diseases characterized by the uncontrolled growth and spread of abnormal cells. Hold on, family. Hold on, family. Let me get comfortable on this. Oh yeah, it's about to be one of them lives. It's about to be one of those lives. Cancer is a group of diseases characterized by the uncontrolled growth and spread of abnormal cells. I want you to focus on the word abnormal, meaning cells that are not itself. Cells that are not operating on the universal principles of truth. Cells that are liars and hypocrites. Cells that want to manipulate the truthful cells. Oh, hold on. Let's get some more people in here. Let's get some more people in here, because I'm about to go there this morning. It's gonna be one of them ones. That's right, Dirt Game Boss. Get the whipping post out. Get the whipping post out. Share the video and let the family know that we are live. Now I said, family, I'm gonna give the family what they need on Sunday. What better day to do it? So instead of me doing 45 minutes every morning, we can do a few hours on Sunday and get it all in at one time. So make sure you got some water near you. Make sure you got something to take some notes if this is your first time coming to class. So cancer, the very definition of cancer is that abnormal cells are trying to manipulate the truthful cells, the normal cells. This is what has been going on in the sport of boxing since the beginning of our sojourn in it. Who's beginning, coach? The black fighter in the sport. Even before Jack Johnson, we have been dealing with abnormal boxing fans, with abnormal boxing journalists, with abnormal pundits of the sport of boxing, with a clear motive on why they're here. Now, if we were to take a step back and say, what is the motive of these people? Why does it seem that the talented, elite fighter in the sport always has a chance of getting beaten by someone who has failed multiple tests? Well, just like cancer, when the chemotherapy starts to kill those bad cells, the problem with chemotherapy is, in the process of killing those bad cells, it sometimes kills the good ones as well. Which is why you start to lose your hair. You start to look sickly. You start to get skinny. But those who sometimes are able to catch the cancer and kill it through natural herbal therapies, it's because the natural way attacks just the bad cell. Now, what is the natural remedy for these cancers in the sport of boxing who are doing everything that they can to manipulate the regular cells, the regular boxing fan, the boxing fan that stands on truth, that wants to see the best fight the best? What is their job and what is their motive? Salute to my brother Drew Titan in the building. One of my comrades here in formation. Family, don't be shy. You all come in and let me know that you are live, because I know I got more than just 3 comrades in the building. Salute to my brother Drew Titan in the house.
DJ Scratch, you sick for this one.
New York, if you from New York, stand up right now. If you from New York, stand up right now. Get it up, get it up, get it, get it, get it up, get it up, get it up, get it, get it, get it up, get it up, get it up, get it, get it, get it up, get it up, get it up, get it, get it, get it up. Yeah, I'm on my New York shit.
StreamYard, let me get that background music. Now you might be saying, well, coach, what does cancer and these abnormal cells have to do with what's going on in the sport of boxing? Oh, you don't know? You don't know? Salute to Coroner Girl 66 in the building, coming through information.
Running through the street when the money don't need. Selling it some money for some food to eat. He said it's all.
Now let me make it so plain first and set this foundation on what I'm about to say. Family, we almost got rid of the cancer. What cancer are you talking about, Coach? When Terrence Crawford defeated Canelo, then Devin Haney beats Brian Norman Jr., then Shakur Stevenson beats Teofimo Lopez. Did anyone notice that the abnormal cells in the sport of boxing, did anyone notice that the race fans and the boxing pundits that actually go against what will push the sport forward started to become more and more silent? Then Tank Davis goes on the run. Did you all notice how hard it was starting to get for the liar and the hypocrite in the sport of boxing to come up with any good content? Their views were going down. Their channels were losing its pace. And the casual boxing fan started to look and say, well, wait a second. I'm starting to notice that when the best are starting to fight the best, and when truth is starting to stand up again in the sport of boxing, it's more entertaining than the lies that we are being force-fed. So like cancer, family, when you have these abnormal cells trying to eat and kill off the good ones, the truthful cells in the sport of boxing, these abnormal COINTELPRO boxing fans and boxing media started to go down the drain. My brother Drew Titan says people need to understand the cancer is not necessarily the fighters, it's the ideology. The machine is keeping the cancer alive. The machine is keeping the cancer alive, and you all in the sport of boxing, in the fan base, are the peddlers of the machine. You are keeping it going. So I noticed something happened, family. We were on our way to cancer remission. What is cancer remission? Cancer remission is when the cancer patient goes back to the doctor, and the doctor comes in with good news and says, well, it looks like the medicine that we have been using, the medicine that we have been using is killing the abnormal cells, and you are going into remission. And it looks like within a few months, the cancer might be completely gone. That is one of the best things that a cancer patient can hear, that your cancer is going into remission. So it looked like for a brief second, when I seen Bud Crawford beat Canelo, when I saw Devin Haney prove you wrong again, when I saw Shushu Carrington wearing his New York Yankee fitted hat, coming out to ante up, representing the culture, I said, oh man, here we go. These abnormal cells are going to be forced to bow down and leave the body of the sport of boxing. But then something happened, family. Something happened that has caused us to go into cancer relapse. Now, when you relapse, this is one of the worst things. Hold on, family. Like the video. I ain't cooked all week. Let the family know I'm here. I said relapse is the worst thing that cancer patient can hear, because that's when the cancer patient goes to the doctor and the doctor says, I have some bad news, family. It looks like the cancer is coming back. It looks like those abnormal cells are coming back. it looks like the liar and the hypocrite are jumping on the truthful sales again. It looks like that the race fan and the casual boxing fan and the self-hating Negroes are attacking the righteous sales again. So I started to pick up on something as I've been silent. I started to notice something. The less and less I was speaking on channels that was used to me always being there, like our brother Champside. So I tuned in to our brother Champside's channel one day, earlier this week, and family, guess what I saw while I was doing some tests? Just like the doctor runs those labs, does that blood work. I did some blood work over the past week. I ran some labs over the past week and found out some abnormal cells have popped back up after being gone since the Brian Norman versus Devin Haney fight. Now you might ask the question, Coach, what made these cells pop back up? I saw an abnormal cell by the name of Keena. See, I have to start calling these hypocrites out and make it plain on who I'm talking about. I saw an abnormal cell who had been missing since the Brian Norman versus Devin. I seen a abnormal cell by the name of Carl who swear up and down he didn't come to defend Ryan Garcia, but yet after Ryan Garcia defeats Mario Barrios, all of these abnormal cells are popping back up. To make it plain, family, what I'm telling you is that we have relapsed. And some of the fighters are complicit in us relapsing. Now, let me slow this thing down. Bud Crawford, brother, we appreciate you for all you done for the sport of boxing. But brother, if you don't open up a book, let me make it plain today. If you don't open up a book, if you don't know your history before you go on a show like Joe Rogan, who has a huge racist conservative base that follow him, for you to get on there and say that Conor McGregor is one of us because you don't know the true history of Irish Americans in the United States. I'm not talking about what's going on in Ireland. I'm talking about what's going on right here. Salute to my brother Mana Mansa Musa. Now I'm so happy my brother came in here. Let me refresh you all's memory for a second. Let's take it back.
In the days when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore, but some days I sit and wish I was.
Now, in the sport of boxing, me and my brother Mana Mansa Musa, let me tell you all what we represent. We represent the medicine that would kill the abnormal cancer cells in the sport of boxing, which is truth, which is unity. Before Bud Crawford and Canelo fought, my brother and I, Mana Mansa Musa, we were on, I believe, the General's channel, or we was on Drew's channel. And me and my brother were talking, and before we got done talking, we had all of the brothers on one accord. Brothers were calling in and said, hey, forget what I felt before. Coach Hudson and Mana Mansa Musa got me ready to put something on and run through a wall. The truth that we put on the airwaves had all the brothers saying, regardless of weight, regardless of what they say, I'm rooting for the black man today because I realize why Max Kellerman has been brought back. I realize the microaggressions and the racism that is behind this fight. So we are going to stand together. So at that time and at that moment, the abnormal cells, the hypocrite, the faint-hearted Negro, the self-hating Negro, that black man who has a lust for Latino hair and the way they look. That black man that has a lust for Tank Davis and his braids. That black man who gets upset when Bill Haney speaks up for his son. You are the abnormal cell. And in that moment and at that time, you are forced into remission. You are forced to leave the body of the sport of boxing because your lying and your hypocrisy could not dwell in the atmosphere of truth. Hold on, family. Hold on. We only 26 minutes in. Hold on. Let me take a sip of water. Hold on. The abnormal cells were forced into remission. These liars and these hypocrites were forced into remission. Bud Crawford, brother, we were defending you in front of these abnormal cells. What are you doing? What are you doing? What is your team doing? Coming into these spaces, having smoked for all the Haneys, and then saying that Loma is not a good win. The narrative that you all are pushing. Don't you realize that the race fan always weaponizes what you all say? It matters what you all say. Now let me show you this, family. It was a bittersweet moment for me to watch the Clarissa Shields fight because I'm watching the event and I'm watching Chris Maddox interview Michaela Meyer through the whole night. Now, this is what they thought. They thought that because they made Michaela Meyer a Combat Woman of the Year, Sports Illustrated, that she was going to be on their code. They thought that she was going to be one of those abnormal cells. And as soon as Chris Maddox tried to praise Ryan Garcia, Michaela Meyer all night turned it down and praised the women in the sport of boxing that are moving forward. Those women all night, Perkins, Shields, Freyshawn Cruz, regardless of that, I said, damn, look at this warriorship. Then for Kelly Price to come out and only sing the last part of the Star Spangled Banner and doing Black History Month, sing Lift Every Voice again. I said, my God, what effect the men could have if we stood up like this. And the very next day, before the end of Sunday, I'm seeing brothers, I'm seeing black men who have been waiting for Ryan Garcia to rise again so that they could get more views on their channels. I'm seeing black men Monday morning talking more about the drama with Clarissa versus Freyshawn Cruz than the actual great night of boxing that we saw. What the hell is going on? We have relapsed. We have allowed the cancer back into the sport. Why are you scared? Why are you scared to stand up? Why do you want to be so silent? Why don't you want to point out the cancer and through truth and standing up on business? But I'm hearing Bud, why are you going on all of these platforms where well-known racists have gone on these platforms and spoken against your people? We have relapsed, family. So now, to my brother, let me see who said it, because I want to give props where it's due. My brother, was it Dirt Game? Yes, the Dirt Game boss said it earlier. He said, Coach, you see these clowns glazing Ryan for saying he gonna end Devin's career? Brother, I have seen it. Family, what you all need to understand is that all we had to do was unify. God had already did the work. God had already helped you push the cancer out. With God's divine intervention, through skill, hard work, and the journey, we saw Teofimo Lopez have to bow down, have to take a knee, have to remove himself for the abnormal cancer cell to the sport of boxing he is. We saw Canelo Alvarez have to bow down, but look what happened. After giving them their props, look what they're saying now. Canelo comes out in his mink coat and says, well, Bud ain't gonna be official unless he fights me again. Who do you think you are? Who do you racists think you are? Salute to my brother Macadacious Mac of the South in the building. Family, do you realize the chance that we had and we missed the bus again? We do this crap every single time. So now I believe the brother's name is Showbiz. This brother Showbiz comes on my timeline and I said, well, let me see what this brother's talking about. This brother is glazing Ryan Garcia in such a disgusting manner. I said, my God, man, do you have no shame? And I realized that this is one of the abnormal cells that is keeping the cancer going. Cancer. Now look at this, family. My brother Manamessa Musa says, these niggas been down so long that getting up never crossed their mind. So they want you to stay down with them in fear. That's exactly what's going on. That is exactly what's going on. Now, family, before I get into the Ryan Garcia thing, look at this, family. Look how they have Richardson Hitchens. If you can't see the screen and you can only hear my voice, on Facebook, a well-known boxing page posted this picture of Richardson Hitchens in red lipstick, earrings, and a princess crown. Now, some of you might not want to admit this, but don't you realize, whether we're talking about in the physical realm or the spiritual realm, there is a motive by the enemy to emasculate you. To emasculate your, so to all of you brothers, I heard a brother call in the champ side and was almost crying. The fact that champ side was just praising the fact that Devin Haney is moving in a way that none of these other fighters are moving. This brother calls in talking about, you got to ask about me. I'm not one of these Rudy Pooty Negroes. I'm official and legit in the street. What does that mean, family? Just because you're a self-hating nigga in the street shooting at your black brown brother that look like you, is that supposed to be put fear in the heart of a truth teller? Do you not realize that you are the abnormal cells that I'm talking about and that you are a puppet for white supremacy? You're doing their job. So you want to use your gangsterism. You want to use your bully pulpit to stop a truth teller in the sport of boxing for acknowledging what another young brother is doing. That is pushing the sport forward. Look at this divine intervention. You all think that you're not going to pay a price for what you're doing? Is that what you think? You all think that God is just going to keep giving you chance after chance, giving you talent, and you keep abusing it? Oh, you think there's not going to be a price to pay? If you think that, you are wildly mistaken. You are wildly mistaken. We have relapsed. We have relapsed. Do you all realize? I want you to think about this. In our lifetime, we have seen Deontay Wilder, one of the hardest hitting heavyweights in the history of boxing. We've had Floyd Mayweather, 50-0. We have Clarissa Shields right now. We have Devin Haney right now. We've had Bernard Hopkins. We've had Roy Jones. We have had, in just one lifetime, some of the most talented fighters in boxing history. And what have we done with it? How has it put us in position as a people in the sport of boxing? You are the footstools of everybody else. Your back end tired? You're not tired of the footprints in your back of everybody else to walk on top of you? Or do you like the way that footprint feels in your back? We have relapsed, and not because of the race fan. We're relapsing because of the crap within our own ranks. So as soon as Richardson Hitchens is no longer a puppet to call out and disrespect the Haynes, and he pulls out against this man, look how they talk about your brother. Your brother, yeah. Look how they paint him in red lipstick. Now let me get on you brothers who have been praising, who have been riding the stick of Ryan Garcia. I have not been more disgusted of some of these brothers during Black History Month in the history of me living on this earth. To see all of your white teeth on Saturday praising Ryan, almost every live I saw on YouTube. Come on, King Ryan. Come on, King Ryan. You can do it. I told you, boys. Woo! These are abnormal sales, family. And the reason why you should take it serious is these are the very people who put our women and our children in danger. This is why there are people in certain spaces that feel they can approach our children and say certain things. Because of dudes like you. You are the abnormal sales that are not just ruining the foundation that we stand on, that our ancestors in the sport built. You are the abnormal sales in the very community that has the issues that we speak on daily. If there's gang violence and we try to go into the streets to help the community, it's you. It's you that got something negative to say. So you see me lifting up one end of the table, and the other end, you're standing there with your goddamn arms folded saying, you know, you could do it better. Instead of getting your whole ass on the other end of that table. Lord forgive me. Lord forgive me. Instead of you getting on the other end of that table and helping me lift that table up. You are the same abnormal selves that every time one of our fighters moves up and does something great, there you are. There you are in the way. Salute Felix Nunez in the building. There you are in the way. So Saturday, family, when Ryan Garcia was fighting last weekend, the joy that I saw in the faces of our own brothers in these YouTube spaces, I said, this has to be a day of separation. This can't be. This can't be the brothers that raised us in the 90s, in the 80s, in the 70s. These can't be those brothers. It has to be something in their heart, something in their minds. It has to be something that they're consuming that makes them so cowardly and so spineless. You are a jigacoon. Salute Anthony Latham in the building. You are a jigacoon and there's no way around it. Hold that thought, family. Because see, some of you might not believe. You might not believe what I'm saying. Let me show you something else. Because my brother Drew would say, Coach, back up what you say. Now I'm going to show you what part of my childhood looked like. Now, family, I want you all to take a good look at something. Because I know the stove is on hot right now. And these COINTELPRO boxing fans. And I'm going to tell you something else before I speak on this. We got some brothers among us who participate in the same microaggressions that our enemies do. Like that man that screamed the word nigga while Delroy and Michael B. Jordan, and they claimed it was Tourette's, but BBC still aired it online. You see, these microaggressions is to play in your face. So when brothers who are among us call us king and queen, and then say they're just joking, when they make jokes about the people pushing the sport forward, you need to understand that that brother is a COINTELPRO boxing fan in the making. He not joking. He not joking. He meant every word that he said. But there's nowhere for them to sit at the masses table. So they have to bring their black asses among us to build their channels. Now I want you all to take a good look. I want you to take a good look at these fight night games that were released during our childhood. You don't think that there's an element even as successful in these games? Let me be clear. This fight night series of game was the most successful boxing game in the history of game consoles. Now, some might say, well, Coach, you know, boxing started to die down, which is why they stopped creating a fight night series. I call cap. Now, to my gamers for a second, those who can remember games coming out from 89 all the way up to now, when it comes to the WWE and the WCW, do they or do they not release a wrestling game every year since 1989? See, I told you that this lie was going to be one of those lies, because these goddamn devils among us are going to hear me today. So what I want to know is, how is it the WWE, WWF, WCW, they release a wrestling game every year, and then you all say, well, boxing went down a little bit, so they stopped making these games? They are liars. The reason why is they got tired of having to look. Oh, hey, thank you, Drew Titan. Thank you, Dirt Game Boss. Not just WWE, but the Madden series, the NBA 2K series. Now let me show you how the devil plays in your face, because some of you young folks, you might not remember this. There was an element that got tired of seeing these faces on these games. And every time it seemed like this is going to be the year and we can put another face on the front. Somebody from that year, Black American, is miles above all the other fighters every year. Now, family, the sport of boxing goes so far back. If you go play Fight Night Champion and you look at the story mode with the fighters before 2009 to now, they could have released a Fight Night still every few years and just update the graphics and your abilities to slip, roll, do pull counters maybe, because they were not changing the gameplay that much. But they'll tell you, oh, come on, coach, you reaching. Am I? Well, let's take a little look at something. Let's take a little look at something. Let me see if I can pull these images up. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Look at here, family. Look at here. Now, I want you all to look at the difference. I want you all to look at, don't look at the images that's in the game. Look at the covers of these UFC games. Even when Conor McGregor was long gone, they were still putting Conor on the front of the UFC games. But they'll tell you, come on, coach, let's not make it, if you don't want to fight, if you don't want to arm up on truth and stand up, get out of the ranks. Stop coming among us with your, hey, king, hey, queen, peace, God. You are a hypocrite and you should not be among us. You should not be among us. See, this part I wanted to show the image because I know my brother would say, qualify what you say, brother. Show them the proof. They were supposed to release another fight night when Wilder was still sparking everybody. But do you know how hard it was for them to have to put Wilder on the front? Now watch this, family, and you can go do the research. As soon as Tyson Fury beat Wilder, an article was released. And in this article, it said EA Sports is in a rush to push another fight night, and Tyson Fury and Canelo Alvarez are potential options for the cover. But guess what messed all that up, family? Guess what messed all of that up? Fury went and got his ass whooped by a UFC fighter. Canelo went and took a L. And they said, well, we can't put no Eastern European on the front of an American game like Fight Night. My brother Drew Titan said, do you know the Fight Night Champion cover in the UK had David Hay on it? Did not know that. Did not know that. Stupid Mac, thank you. You said Oscar De La Hoya was the only Mexican to be on a cover. Everyone else was black, and that is a fact. Some of the greatest boxing gameplay. Now watch how they play in your face. Young people, you might not remember this, but when PlayStation first hit, the first PlayStation, we had one of the largest inventories of games you could get with that first PlayStation. And we had so many different NBA games. But some of those NBA games had too much of the culture in it. So through certain parasitic business practices, you stop seeing NBA Street. Who remembers NBA Street? You stop seeing great games like NFL Street. You stop seeing games like Ready to Rumble. Bought them out, bought out their ideas, bankrupt them, and now you have to sit there and wait years for the same old few people to make the same old games. Sometimes they're better, sometimes they're not. So you miss me when you tell me that there's no attack on your children and what they see and what they think. Now back to you brothers and you race fans praising Ryan Garcia. Thank you, Anthony Latham. The Street Games is one of the best of all time. Of all time. But this enemy knows something. Pictures, propaganda, images are important. Images are important. Narratives are important. So in the history books, they are already, and this is what some of these weak, milquetoast, faint-hearted brothers among us are guilty of. You are guilty in being puppets of the narrative being pushed. So the history books are going to show that Floyd was a duck. We've already seen that. History books are going to show they don't even talk about Pretty Boy Floyd. Every time Max Kellerman gets a chance, he tries to shit on Floyd. Every time, and then the Russells sitting up there with Sean Zattel and Sean Porter again. Shakur, David Benavidez sitting up there with Ryan Garcia. Let me tell y'all something. The majesty of the discipline of Bill and Devin Haney. If I was Bill, I wouldn't F with none of you ninjas because you all have slapped that man in his face again and again. Come on, coach, what you talking about? Oh, you all didn't know that Bill Haney spoke to Turkey on the behalf of David Benavidez getting a shot on their card? And then David Benavidez is standing up there with his son, with Ryan? I don't give a damn if they train for the fight in the same gym. You cannot be double-minded and double-tongued with me. You all praise Bill. Man, thanks, Bill. Shout out to Bill for putting that idea in our mind. If it weren't for Bill saying this and putting this out into the atmosphere, there wouldn't have been no Bud versus Canelo. But then you get Bernie the boxer on there saying, hey, man, that's all he did. He ain't did shit else. What's so special about him? You all are going to pay a price. And God ain't proving me wrong yet because I only speak what God tells me to speak. God's not going to make a fool out of me, but he who follows the enemy will be made a fool of every time. That's right, Drew. That's exactly what Jim Lampley said. So I had to take a break. I was going to do a live for the Clarissa Shields fight, but I said no. I was so disgusted by the night before. I said, let me chill. Let me just enjoy this fight because I couldn't wrap my mind around why these brothers were so happy. I couldn't wrap my mind around why these abnormal cancer cells were popping back up. You all have been gone since Dev beat Brian Norman Jr. Salute to one of the queens. I tell y'all, see, y'all don't believe me. When I get to cooking, the queens always pop up. It's either Bella Faith, Queen Tay-Tay, or Queen Sugar Free Mars. Salute to the Queen Bella Faith in the building. Now let me show you this, family. This is why they're so happy. Let me show you the sickness, the abnormal cells that is in the third eye of some of these self-hating Negroes and these race fans. because they're not thinking normal. They are thinking like someone with post-traumatic slave syndrome. They are celebrating because they believe in their hearts that Ryan Garcia is the only true threat to Devin Haney. They know that deep down inside, Ryan Garcia could potentially still cheat, get away with it, and cause Devin Haney an official loss on his record. Now, my question to the brothers is, how can you look yourself in the mirror? How can you have that much hate for a brother, a young brother at that, that you praise somebody who said he wanted to dig up George Floyd's body and do it again? How can you praise somebody who said, yeah, I called you nigga and ain't nothing you gonna do about it? And during Black History Month, you all are up there showing all of your teeth, screaming, King Ryan this, get him King Ryan. King Ryan, look how strong he look. Look how fast he's look. I have to be honest with you. I have to pray about it. I have to pray to not hate you niggas. I have to pray that God protects me from you abnormal cells in the sport of boxing that has guided our community back into relapse. We are back under attack again. We had a nice little break. And we need to understand that there are certain fighters that we have to leave alone. My brother Drew Titan just showed me the UK version of Fight Night. Amazing. Amazing. They put a fictional character. Look, hold on, family. Now let me show you. Let me show you that Coach ain't a liar. Watch this. Watch this. Fight Night champion. Let's take a look at it. Because some of you are going to say, well, Coach, you don't know that for sure. Okay, let's take a look at it. There he is. Fight Night champion. Fight Night champion. Uh-huh. Hey, family. Now, those who are old enough to remember, who is that on the cover? Who's that on the cover? I didn't even share the tab. Yeah. Who's that on the cover, family? I'm going to show you. I'm going to qualify everything that I say. Thank you, Real Sheldon. That's Andre Bishop, a made-up character. Now watch this, family. Watch. Pay attention. I want you all to name one game from another sports league on any console that has a made-up character on the cover. I'll wait. My God, can you feel this? I told you today was going to be one of them lives. I'm going to show you who the devil is. I am going to show you these hypocrites. Name one, family. That's all you got to do is name one. All you got to do is name one football game. Damn it, talk to me. Name one football game, one basketball game, one golfing game, one tennis game with a fictional goddamn character on the cover. Now, you got to ask yourself, why would they put a fictional character when there were so many talented fighters during the year Fight Night Champion came out? My God. Thank you, Patrice X. And the story of Andre Bishop, he had to fight his way out of prison. So they made up a fictional character with a fictional champion. Huh? Old Isaac Frost. Thank you, Macadacious Back of the South. I can't name one. You can't name one because they don't exist. So what I'm trying to explain to you is the same people, the same people that are in these wicked files of these Satanists and Luciferians, kidnapping children, raping children. In the files, a little girl says that Jesus made her feel safe, so the predator dressed up as Jesus and assaulted her. These same demons, the mindset that is in them, they still have space to say, we still don't like black folks, even though they're committing all types of wickedness. Now, what I'm trying to tell you is the mindset of the self-hating Negro and the race fan, the cousin of that spiritual vampire, of that spiritual demon, is in your mind as well. Because you will sit up here and allow a cheater like Ryan Garcia disrespect one of our sisters in her DMs and still give him a pass just because you don't like the sister? This is why you don't deserve to lay with our sisters. This is why you don't deserve to be around our children. Y'all kill me with the, I got a black wife. I do work in the community. Yeah, so did COINTELPRO agents and the Black Panthers. You should be dealt with like a hypocrite, and you should be glad that we don't live in the days of Joe Louis and Max Schmeling. Because just like those black folks in Harlem who jumped on Jack Johnson after telling Max Schmeling's team how to beat Joe Louis, they whooped his ass up and down the street. I would be the ringleader, whooping your traitor ass up and down the street. So any of those cool mindsets that you have, you would keep them to yourself. I'm talking about giving you a good old school West Side Chicago, Rice Street Atlanta beatdown. A good old 52 blocks. Beat down. Because that's what you deserve. Anybody that opens up a gate for disrespect of our whole community, you deserve it. You deserve an ass whooping. But I know it's a different time. You see, social media is one of the greatest weapons of the enemy because it is now safe for you all to do so. It is safe for you to do it now. Yes, family, please like the video, like, share, let the people know that we are live. We are an hour in. And salute to my brother Nata86 with the PayPal donation. Salute, and God bless the mighty LDBC. Salute to my brother.
Run into the street when the money don't need. Say we need some money for some food to eat. He said it's hard.
So you all let them tell you that it ain't got nothing to do with it. Salute to my brother I Am Trill Will in the building. They don't make friends like that no more.
Never. You ain't never had a friend like me. Believe that. Cause you ain't never had a friend like me.
Salute to my brother Rod Neal in the building.
And if I get rocked for my kids, is that real?
Even though what we do is wrong,
We still hustle to.
And now, Keyshawn Davis, Shakur Stevenson, the Russells, why are you all so excited to go on these white streamers who have a history? One of them, let me tell you about one of them. I forget the guy's name. But Bud and Shakur went on this man's platform. This is the same man who was disrespecting one of our sisters, called out one of the black gangs from the West Coast, and when one of the black gangs from the West Coast tried to meet him with the energy he was putting out, he called the feds. See, After you do, thank you, Patrice X, Aiden Ross. Now, after you pull that type of move, our people as a whole should leave you alone. I'm never sad when chickens come home to roost. So Vlad, I keep telling y'all, Vlad is the feds. Vlad is the feds. How many times have these same people going to jail still come out and say, hey man, it wasn't because of Vlad? Then you go to jail again. Then he comes out and Vlad says, well, Rock Nation did such and such. Do you all realize that that is enough for a RICO act? Shame on you, Rock Nation. Shame on you. And if you all were complicit in setting up that black man to be locked up and he didn't shoot that girl, y'all listen to what I'm about to tell you. Because the things that I tell you on this channel, I have not led you wrong once. Listen to me. I don't care how much money they got. And what you all are seeing right now is in the spiritual realm. Right now, it's so strong that billionaires are now being dealt with that couldn't be touched before. So it don't matter how much money y'all got. If you all lied and did what Vlad is saying you all did, you all are going to be dealt with. Your chastisement by the Most High is going to be swift and it's going to be ugly. If that man, and if it comes out that money was also paid for that man to be stabbed, those of you that know what I'm saying and know what I'm talking about, bear witness to what I say. You are going to bear witness to what I say. So now, Keyshawn, Shakur, y'all are in the front row of Ryan Garcia, blushing when he calls Shakur out almost. And you're nowhere to be found when you all so-called big sister Clarissa is fighting. What are we doing? These are abnormal cells. You are not moving like a black man in his right mind. You don't deserve to be with our women. You don't deserve their loyalty. You deserve to be with the boss. You deserve to be with the ones that's gonna have you jammed up. You don't deserve our ride or die sisters, our warriors, who just, you tell them what we gonna do and they're ready to pick up their arms and come with us. You don't deserve them because you are an abnormal cell and your ideology is poisonous to our children coming up. You all go, yes, shout out to Crawford for showing up for Clarissa. The only thing I need Bud Crawford to do is do not let them weaponize what you say and watch what you say. All boxers need to understand this. When you start speaking on racial issues, if you don't know for sure what you are talking about, don't say shit. Little history lesson, since we just came out of Black History Month. For those of you who saw the movie Sinners, see, this is why the same abnormal cells among us who said they hated the movie Sinners, they didn't want to understand the lessons because they have a calcified third eye. Their pineal gland has been colonized. In the beginning, there is an Irish man who is a vampire running to a white household to seek refuge from the native Indian who was trying to chase him down and kill him. Later on in the movie, this same Irish man becomes the greatest enemy to the blacks inside of the juke joint. There are subliminal messages behind this. Now, part of the history that Crawford said is correct. Yes, the Irish were discriminated against in Europe. And yes, they were called niggas. They were looked as the poorest, dirtiest white folks at that time. And in the sojourn in America, whites started, the Anglo-Saxon Protestant white started having issues, especially in parts of the South, during what we called, some call them the Gullah Wars, the Seminole Wars, the Geechee Wars. So they needed more probationary whites. Now this is what happened, but when the Irish were given white status in the South and up north, after black folks allowed them into our free neighborhoods to feed their families and be merchants and tradesmiths and blacksmiths, do you know what the Irish did that got that white status? What many of them did. They were some of the most brutal people after Reconstruction in raping and hanging black people. So for Bud to sit up there and say, well, Connor's one of us, brother, you are wrong and out of pocket. And what you said will be weaponized. Wait till Connor hears that. If Connor felt that he was one of us, he never would have apologized for calling Floyd boy. See, this is what y'all not getting. You keep trying to put coats on people that they don't even want to wear. Let me say that again. You all keep trying to put coats on people that they don't even want to wear. Let me know if you can feel this cooking. And let me say this, family. I thank God. Oh, hold on. I got to say this. This Black History Month that just passed, I thank God for our elders. And I thank God that I never listened to the ones who told me, the elders that we shouldn't listen to. I never listened. I always took the knowledge from whoever was speaking and I applied it to my life. So first and foremost, I thank my father, my grandfathers, my mother, my grandmothers, my aunts, my uncles that told me about these enemies, who told us things like, and that's the problem today. Some of these people today and young people, they think because they know some stats that they were so much smarter than our ancestors. Our ancestors maybe didn't have the vocabulary you have now, and maybe didn't have the statistics you have. But grandma would say something like this: baby, all skin folk ain't kinfolk. Grandma would say something like this: you know, God only gonna bless you with a handful of real friends if in your lifetime, and you'll be lucky if you have 3. My great-grandfather used to tell me, try to always keep your gas tank full in the South, because you never know, you might have to go through a few cities if you get in trouble. My grandfather used to tell me, the only difference between that enemy in the South and that enemy in the North is the one in the South don't want to see you do better at all. And that one in the North will smile at you as long as you don't do better than him. You see, they were teaching us about the fox and the wolf before I ever heard Brother Malcolm's speech on it. When some in our community would tell me, hey man, Elijah Muhammad's a hate teacher, Farrakhan's a hate teacher, Stokely Carmichael's a separatist, Dr. Ben is a conspiracy theorist, all of these things. I never listened to them. I listened to our elders because I saw what they built. Why would I believe you over this brother who has built so much? This why today it's a lot of brothers making channels off of just dragging some of our greatest and ain't built shit. See, you can't talk to me about certain things when I'm out in the street doing the work. My brother Jew Titan, my sister Queen Tay Tay, a few who follow me on other things, they know the work I do in the community. They know the work I do. Some of these folks, family, imagine they come on YouTube just to cause division and hate and get approval from the race fan, get a check, and that's all they do. And they think they're never going to have to pay a price for it. But you are gravely mistaken. I thank God. So to be honest with you, you might not like Farrakhan. You might not like Elijah Muhammad. You might not like Marcus Garvey. You might not like Noble Drew Ali. You might not like Dr. King. You might not like El Hajj, Malik Shabazz, Malcolm X. But guess what? Guess what I can tell y'all this. While I was in the army, those lessons that I listened to kept me safe. I didn't have time to pacify people and worry about what they think about me. They used to say, come on, Sergeant Hudson. You ain't got to stay with your own all the time. Come on off base, where I have been warned already on how to move. So good brothers have died in the military for not listening to the teachings. Good brothers and sisters have been raped. That's right, brothers, raped. You think that's your friend that you just met because he's showing his teeth? As soon as they get drunk, you zip tied somewhere and you tell the leadership, and the leadership don't punish them. And now you're losing your mind. I had a soldier try to give him some teachings. Tried to tell him, you're going off to this training site. You don't know nobody. You're by yourself. Do not go off with them. Now, I can't imagine what they did to him. But what I do know is they drugged him. These were some white boys, and they assaulted him. And that brother lost his mind. So this is why when some of these milquetoast, faint-hearted Negroes get among us and talk about, oh, coach, but you know, we can do it together if we just, I wish I had that sound bite. Chef side be pushing Adrian Brown tells Leonard Ellaby, get that soft shit out of here, because that's what I hear when as soon as they start talking. Family, I'm gonna put the link in the chat. I know I've been saying a lot of knowledge, and the family might want to cook on this a little bit. But these are abnormal cells. You see, a regular cell likes a pretty woman when she walks by. A regular cell wants to see the best fight the best. A abnormal cell starts talking about, well, you know, he got the look. An abnormal cell starts talking about, oh, well, he can dress. An abnormal cell starts talking about, look at his braids. There is an element of some down low brothers who get weak in the knees at these Latino fighters. I'm sorry I got to call it out the way it is. Thank you, Patrice X. Same example. You got smoke for Bill Haney. You got smoke for Brian Norman Sr. I mean, y'all got smoke for each other. You got smoke for Drew. You got smoke for the general. You got smoke for Champside. You got smoke for me. But man, Let that Latino man get in front of you with that slick hair. Man, you don't know how to act. The joy that I saw in some of you brothers' faces when Ryan was fighting. I said, no, this is something else. This is something wicked spiritually. This is something sick. You faint-hearted Negroes, scared to death Negroes. And what's so sad, some of you have families. Some of you have wives. You have children. And I could only imagine the ideology that you're passing down. Family, brothers and sisters, Patrice X has entered the building.
Coach Hudson, how you doing today, man?
Oh, salute, brother. You know I'm fired up. I got the spirit on me. How you feeling?
Hey, man, you know, once you get going like that, it's going to get me going. And again, on a Sunday, I wake up and turn on my earphones and they damn near caught fire because you're going in on this beautiful example. And if you don't mind, I'd like to keep up with that example. See, the cells that are responsible for attacking the cancerous cells are called T cells. Now, that ain't no coincidence. That T might as well stand for truth cells.
Come on with.
Because their job is to preserve and regulate the true nature of how the body is designed to work. There are times when the T cell doesn't do what they're supposed to do. There's times when a T cell becomes passive to the cancer cells instead of performing their function of ridding the cancer. That term, when a T cell becomes passive, is called T cell exhaustion. This is a medical definition. The exact medical definition is when the T cells face a state of dysfunction, preventing optimal control of chronic infections and cancer. What is it caused by? By constant cancer cell stimulation that can cause the T cells to become tired and lose their ability to kill cancer cells.
Come on.
We are the T cells who are meant to protect Mother Earth's body from cancerous cells. So why aren't we doing what we're supposed to do and rid this sport of boxing in this world of these cancerous, demonic culture cells? Because we as a people are suffering from T cell exhaustion. We have been constantly exposed to cancerous racist rhetoric, cancerous hypocritical propaganda, to where we as a whole seem to be exhausted and just allowing these cancer cells to exist and their propaganda to exist. You see, the only way, coach, that cancer can survive is by turning the other cells in the body into cancerous cells. Its only way of surviving is to multiply. Cancer cells don't just multiply within themselves. Watch this one. One of the goals of a cancerous cell is to try and mutate T cells into cancerous cells. This is a process known as T cell malignancy. This occurs, watch this. This occurs when the genetic instructions within a T cell mutate, causing it to multiply uncontrollably rather than following its normal life cycle. How is this caused? Certain viruses can integrate, I'm gonna say that again, can integrate into the T cell's DNA and trigger cancerous growth. Tell me that's not what's going on right now in boxing.
Yes, sir.
Tell me Crawford, Shakur, Keyshawn haven't been infected with the virus that is causing them to take the unnatural form of a cancerous cell. What was once something that is designed to fight and protect a cancerous cell or against a cancerous cell is now mutating into a cancerous cell itself. Now the question is, once a T cell mutates into a cancerous cell, can they mutate back to their original T cell form? According to medical studies, no malignant T cells who've mutated to cancerous cells can mutate back. They're usually treated with eradication. To you, to the T cells who have mutated like Crawford, Sean Porter, Shakur, Keyshawn, There is no cure to come back to your original T cell form according to medical treatments. T cells are treated with eradication. To all these black men out there like Crawford, Shakur, Porter, Keyshawn, if you allow yourself to fully mutate to a cancerous cell, eradication will come in the form of your career, your legacy, and your manhood will be eradicated when history is written. Ooh. When we get to Crawford was trying to speak up about the Irish, and you broke this down beautifully. The entire history of the Irish, and one of the main themes of the movie Sinners, is how the Irish weren't treated as equal by other white people, the English. Then Irish were promised whiteness in return for discriminating against us.
That's right.
They sided with the same people who were oppressing them as long as it meant they could band together and discriminate against us. See, we talk about being on code. I've said this before. Devils are always on code with each other. Their code is racism. The Irish and the English had infighting going on, or what I like to call white on white violence. But they put all that aside to unify in oppressing and attempting to eradicate us like some type of what, coach? Cancerous cell. The Berlin Conference was a bunch of white countries who were at war with each other at the time. White on white violence. And they came and sat at a table and said, let's put our fighting to the side in order to unify, to attempt to eradicate us as a people in Al-Kekbalan, or what they call Africa. But yet people like Shakur, Keyshawn, Crawford, Tank can't put aside their petty differences to come together and unite to stop the eradication of us. Instead, they coddle up, coach, to the same people who are attempting to do that to us. If we, the T cells, the truth cells, do not rid this cancer, there is nothing else that will. Now, you brought up a video game earlier, and you had even posted this on one of your YouTube posts I saw. Imagery is one of the most important usages of propaganda. You don't have to speak a certain language to understand imagery. You don't have to be literate to understand imagery. That's why it's the most important propaganda mechanism. How many times, coach, growing up, did we see a fighter when we were playing those games as a kid who looked like one of us, and it made us then become a fan of them in real life after using them in that video game as a kid?
All the time.
Exactly. And there's that game, I think you said Drew brought it up. It's called Undisputed. It's the first simulation boxing game released since Fight Night, and it's made by a British company in England. The Undisputed home menus, if you go to the home screen of the Undisputed menu screen, they only show Usyk, Tyson Fury, and some white female boxer who I don't know who that is. No other people on the menu screen except their own. In a sport that we dominate, by the way. Plus, on the release day, check this one out. This is where it gets nasty. At least as it was on the release day, Tyson Fury had the same overall rating as Muhammad Ali.
My God.
Now, people might say, oh, well, this is just a video game. Who cares? No, these are the tactics that they use to rewrite history and to control narratives. These are imagine a kid logging on to the game who don't know much about boxing, but he knows who Muhammad Ali is. He recognizes that name. But then he sees another fighter named Tyson Fury who has the same rating. He'll say, oh, I guess Tyson Fury must be as good as this guy, Muhammad Ali. Excuse me. It implants that mentally in their minds of making sure their fighters are told with a hypocritical, condescending history that does not match what happened in real life. And I'm going to end it here real quick, which is, again, if these T cells, the true cells, don't respond accordingly, then the cancer cells will consume the body of whatever it is that it's infecting, whether it's the body of boxing, the body of politics, the body of educational system. And when the cancer overcomes a body, death occurs. If we, the T cells, do not rid this cancer, there is nothing else that will. But I'm going to land it right there. I appreciate the topic, and I appreciate you opening up the panel, Coach.
Man, salute to my brother Patrice X in the building. God, dog, that's what I'm talking about. Set it on fire.
Running through the street when the money don't need. Say we need some money for some food to eat. Said it's hard. Said it's hard.
Now, when Patrice X, my brother, goodness gracious, my brother be cooking, man. What my brother Patrice X said about Shakur and Keyshawn and the price that they are going to pay for their abnormality, their abnormal sales, and continuing to go against the truth and the conduct, the price that they're going to pay in their career, in their manhood and history, that is almost a prophetic scroll that should be written down somewhere. But brothers and sisters, if you don't understand, after everything that has been said here today on what we are dealing with, check this out. If we allow these cancer cells to keep multiplying, there's not going to be a black boxing body at all. We are no longer going to have a real fan base. We are going to be looked at as people that don't even matter in the sport. The fact that kids go into boxing and don't get the support like a football player or a basketball player. And quite frankly, these are organizations that have shown their racism and double standard in it. And we still support it with billions a year. On top of that, these little warriors are having to deal with other people's children, calling them names, calling them runners, calling them yellow, and sometimes it's calling them outright niggas. And what I want to make it so plain today is, black man, you are the only thing. I got to make it plain. You are the only thing standing in between the sheep and the enemy. Let me say that again. You are the only thing standing in between the sheep and the enemy. Now, some are going to say, oh, you're just being pro-black. Oh, you're just being racist. Oh, no. Let me show you something. Every time, mark my words, every time something happens, they say, where the black folks at? What they about to do? Are they about to boycott? Are they about to march? Are they about to set the city on fire? The whole world watches to see what we are going to do. The problem is we have lost the damn leadership in our own communities. And the time is going to come where an uncomfortable conversation is going to have to happen. Friends that you were friends with your whole life, you're going to find out that's not really your friend, brother. Y'all are cool by circumstances. This is somebody that is an enemy to the progress of your people. Amazing. The correlation between the truth and the T cells that Patrice X pointed out. My brother, shout out to my brother. Hold up. Cash App in the building. Let's see who we got. There he is. My brother, I am True Will again in the Cash App saying, Cook Coach. Shout out to my brother in the building with the support. We went crazy. Oh, hold on, family. Hold on, family. My brother Drew Titan has entered the building.
Morning, brother.
Peace, brother. What's going on?
Yeah, just, I got a lot going on today, but I got to make my rounds. You've been cooking all morning. I'm about to go see Stormy in a second. But I just wanted to say, man, everything you're saying is 100% National Geographic facts. In reference to the Bud Crawford thing, I want people to understand this is who he's always been. All right. And I'm not talking bad about him. I just don't ignore when people mismanage their blackness, because that's just what this is. It's a mismanagement. And if you say things like this to people where it applies, they'll be very fast to tell you that you're looking too deep. The thing is that they're not educated enough because they're afraid. Notice, regardless of what race, culture, or creed a fighter is, I don't call fighters trash. If I think they're not as good as their opponent, I'll say that, but I don't call fighters trash. You don't even hear me call Lomachenko trash, because he's not.
Right.
What I will say in reference to Bud Crawford is he's always been detached. That's just who he is. As black as his ass is, he's detached from his people, which by default makes him not my people. Now, he beat Errol. I was at the fight, and we moved on. I was right there when he called out Jermell Charlo. I was one of the people that said, hey, scrap the Canelo fight. Everyone's trying to get Canelo. I thought the brothers should get together and don't follow a road that's traveled. Create your own road instead of trail. You don't need a Canelo. And the storyline was right there. You just beat Errol. Go fight Mel and battle for Texas. The story wrote itself. We don't need Canelo. Canelo's a coward. We don't need Canelo. These brothers ran around and act like Canelo is, he was the big fish. Mm-hmm. We don't need that guy. But, these guys went ahead and he went in there and laid an egg for Canelo. And Canelo was aggressively pursuing Jamal. And I saw it on the wall. But I played my position. I celebrated Bud's victories, even the ones that were a little fugazi. When he first went to 54 and had a fugazi win, that's what it was. You notice I was quiet about it.
Facts.
I was quiet. I was very quiet. But, we saw, but but I was what? On code. I'm like, all right, he had a rough outing. It's debatable. But hey, man, let's talk about when he fought on Black Prime and his gloves exploded. What was that? But I didn't say anything. I remained on code.
Yes,
I remained on code. I didn't say anything. All right. Before that, when Bob Arum came out and said, hey, the amount of money I lost on Bud Crawford, I could have bought a house in Beverly Hills. And my thing is, you're the promoter, Bob. You should be promoting him like you promote Manny Pacquiao. But see, there's the disconnect. There's a no black fighter rule in the offices of Top Rank, confirmed by the late, great Cameron Duncan, who confirmed it, right? But these knuckle draggers, they take their ass over there anyway. In fact, Shakur followed Bud over there, right? And when we said, hey, man, what's up with that statement? And this is after Bob Arum said, hey, I killed the Manny Pacquiao fight because he's such a nice guy. I know how it ends. Then in the same breath, you turn around and say that you lost money on this, on your buck. Mm-hmm. Well, you prevented your buck's coming out party. So instead, you send Manny Pacquiao to Australia to get robbed, because that's what happened. So you saw more value in getting this guy robbed than passing the torch. This guy sees no value in black fighters. He sees no value in the black audience. We don't see value in ourselves, which is why everybody, when there's a black fighter, when they say, you got to be careful fighting this guy, he has a country behind him, as if we don't have all 50 states behind us. And we don't. They know there's a dysfunction between all of us, and that's why they take advantage of us. So when we said to Bud, we was like, hey, man, look what he said to you. Look what he said, how he admitted he killed the Manny Pacquiao fight. Bud told us, and I quote, you don't know his heart. meaning leave him alone. And I'm like, wait, we don't know his heart. And you know what we did? We got quiet. We said, okay, bud. We left him to it. Then come to find out about a year later, he's suing him for racial discrimination and everything else. We was like, oh, okay. All right. So there it is. This is what we was talking about. Magically, the lawsuit went away. And you don't hear anything about it, which gives me reasonable cause to believe that was settled out of court. Bud was given money and he was told, shut up about it. Don't say anything else about it. And I totally believe this because Top Rank, they have a history of dealings with the FBI. Their officers got raided. Sean Gibbons was just responsible for what happened to my brother Elijah Pierce last night. I just spoke to Elijah this morning. He's fine, but there's a whole thing behind that it's not for me to speak on until he's done with them.
Gotcha.
But this is the game. And as far as Bud Crawford is concerned, I'm not hype about it. I just know he's been on that type of time all the time. The only thing that we have in common with him is our ethnicity. But you got to know when to pull back away from these quote unquote brothers. If you remember, I had Bernie on my show and I was civil, but that man was very rude. Right. That man was very rude. And he came to my show late. He came very late. And then when he pops up, he said, yo, I was just over there on Mill City. And I said, oh man. So you were supposed to be on time, but you was goofing around with that op Mill City over there cussing and screaming. All right. And then you bring that energy over here and then talk crazy to the sensei. You understand what I'm saying? So you can't come to me on 10. We're not your enemy, but you giving Mill City all this time. You understand? And then you come over here barking and shit.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why BFTB takes the position with that fan base. That's what I want y'all to understand. That's why. You notice, I never tell BF when he's wrong. And if I do, y'all would never know about it.
Teach.
Because that's not for y'all to hear.
Come on.
You understand? If I have something to air with any of my brothers, I got their phone numbers. And if I don't, I'll email you or tell you in the chat, yo, hit me up on the email and I'll talk to you behind the scenes. It's not for everyone to hear. That's what you call keeping it family. Y'all don't need to hear that. You understand? But now y'all see that I handled it different. BF just don't hold water. But y'all think that he was a hater. It was deeper than that. There's something that speaks to the character with all of these, with the media, these black fans, these fighters. All right. It speaks volumes. And if you don't understand what you're dealing with at this point, then I don't know, you're out of touch and your parents failed you, or whoever raised you failed you. You failed. You absolutely failed. You're out of sight. You don't know what's going on. And it pains you to sit down and get educated because, at this level in the game, when you're in your 30s, which is still relatively young to me, it hurts to admit when you don't know something. To me, I'm humble enough to understand, hey, man, I didn't know that. Teach me about that. I didn't know that. But you guys, right? You guys seem to have this thing where you have to know everything. You can't be wrong. And if you're wrong about something, you move the goalposts to make yourself right. You know what I'm saying? You need to stick to the topic. All right. I never said Bud was trash. You know what I'm saying? I played my position. I rooted for him. I defended him. But honestly speaking, Bud hasn't given me shit to defend. That's why 2 weeks ago, when Sir showed up in your chat, and I wasn't sure it was him at first until I clicked on his name, and I said, oh my God. And the only reason why I did that was because you asked the question, who had a harder route, Deontay or Bud? And we all agreed it was Deontay. And he's the only person in the chat that was like, Bud, he's one of those unconditional fans. And I said, wait a minute, is that cooking with Sir? And then I sent you the screenshots of the conversation we had. I don't have to lie on the dude. But I said, he's one of those unconditional fans that just, your man could do no right. I mean, your man could do no wrong. And I'm like, wait a minute, it's not even close. Now, I defended Bud and I held him accountable. Never said I hated him. I held him accountable. I didn't understand his business, but he held out. He generated compliance. He got what he wanted and he got out the game. And I think he should stay out the game. But as far as him being a black man, I beg to differ. I know what not to look for. Everything that y'all try to hang Michael Jordan for,
Come on.
okay, you can literally apply that to Bud Crawford. You don't know that Michael Jordan was one of the biggest philanthropists in Illinois. You don't know that because he's not loud about it. You don't know that. You don't know that. You understand what I'm saying? So, you guys need to wake up and smell the failure. All right. I don't see y'all asking what's Bud done for the community. You know why I don't ask? Because I don't know. I'm not putting that on black people. I'm really not. I'm beyond that. But I could be a douche and just point out the things that I do know. How he got several kids from that one woman and never married her. I could say shit like that, but I don't. The only time I did say something was because in mid-camp, when he was dealing with Canelo, I heard he had to fly on a plane because he has a child out of wedlock, and we only know that because he told Shannon Sharp. And I heard the new baby mama got into it with the original baby mama. He had to stop camp for a couple of days and fly back. This is what I heard. Had to fly back and defuse that situation. And what I said was, I don't care what he got going on in his bedroom, in his household. I need him to be focused so he could beat Canelo. That's what I needed. Okay, he's not the picture perfect of a man. All right. Also, he's at the Clarissa Shields fight, and some unidentified chick shows up. So he got these things over his head that makes you question his integrity. All right, integrity. That's a very, 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 very deep word. And a lot of people don't operate under those conditions. And I see it within these fans. I see it in Champ Size chat. I see it in General's chat. I see it in my chat all the time. Nobody has integrity. When you have unconditional love for a fighter where he could do no wrong, fighters are going to have fanatics. Fighters are going to have supporters. Fighters are going to have haters. I could differentiate everything. But if a fighter that I'm supporting does something wrong, I'll talk about it. You know why? Because I have personal integrity. If this dude is goofing off and it's making himself look bad, I'm gonna say something. Then when it spills over into the black community, I'm not gonna hold my water. I'm gonna say it. Like, yo, I don't like what this dude just did. I don't like what he said. When Bud said, you don't know Bob Arum's heart, I said, oh my God, what are you talking about, bro? You understand what I'm saying? When he passes the baton to Devin, but then I'm looking at Bernie being a hater. There's something going on with that. And I'm not going to look too deep into it. I'm just going to Bud's retired. And I ain't got to talk to about those cats really pretty much. I ain't got to do it. That thing that happened with Bud the other day at the Clarissa Shields fight, I ain't do no videos on that. Everybody sent me that. People want me to talk about it. That's not boxing to me. No punches was thrown. That's some stalk ass chick. I don't know what's going on with that. But I would rather not drag that dude down. So I'm still on code.
Facts.
And he's doing more talking now than he did when he was an active fighter. And I need y'all to pay attention to that. There's something called the quality of a man. Okay. Now, he had his slight nigga wake-up call where after he was celebrated, all those cops pulled him over like he had guns in the car.
Talk about it.
Okay? So he needs to be real careful. He needs to be real careful. What he might want to do is stop talking so much. All right? If you're going to support Shakur, just stick around, do that. But now they're throwing the mic in your face now, man. And I use the term brother very loosely. Now they're throwing the mic in your face and they got you talking. And that shit he said about the Irish people, I could tell he's not educated enough. Crazy. I can tell. And now what he did was, and I need you knuckle draggers to understand this. Now what he did was he put a battery in the back of a lot of the white race soldiers. They're going to come, they're going to spin the block and throw that in your face. And y'all are too stupid. And y'all have so much ADD. Y'all grew up on a steady diet of Ritalin and Prozac. Y'all can't sit back and take 5 minutes to read the facts behind that. And y'all won't even know how to defend yourself against that. What you will do is to assimilate. And y'all say things that you Gen Zers say. We agree to disagree. Oh, I'm on your side. No, that's right. That's true. But I'm saying, no, you need to challenge that. These dudes run around with fake stats all the time. Charlie Kirk made a living running to colleges and debating angry black and brown people, and you guys were not armed with proper facts. That guy came to you with half truths all day long. And I was waiting for his punk ass to come somewhere near New York, and I was going to make a day to go challenge him because I got the real facts, data, and statistics. He was giving you half truths. And I would have body bagged that guy. There was one black queen, a young girl, that body bagged him. It's on YouTube. And he couldn't deal with her. This white girl had to go and politely take the mic from her. I spoke on that. But this guy, you can't attack anything with emotion. And that was the issue. And you saw it, Coach, with Sir when he was in the chat. I said, yo, bro, stop lying, bro. Stop lying. You are a liar. But when you talk to him, you see that there's something off with him too. But that's a lot of these guys. They attach themselves to these fighters. We see it with Tank. We see it with Bud. We see it with Ryan. You know, it's all the same process. Either these guys are slow or they're homosexual. And I'm not kidding. All the Tank fans, do you notice they all sound alike? They got a problem with their speech. And they can't think past the size of their nose. It's ridiculous. People have to qualify to talk to you about boxing, and they have to qualify even more to talk to me about life. You can't tell me what it is to be a man, and you got a criminal record, and you ain't fixed your goddamn thought process. You can't talk to me. And that's how I look at boxing. You can't talk to me. There's a lot of things going on. For example, and I'm gonna be cooking all week. Usyk's about to fight this kickboxer. And I'm like, where the hell did this? I don't watch K1. Where the fuck did this come from? And then I'm sitting there listening, and I thought about it. I said, man, we just played the Chris Mannix interview with Mauricio Suleiman.
Come on.
And the man said, if people want to jump into the rankings, we consider everything from all sports that they've done. And he mentioned kickboxing. And I said, oh, snap. He just told us what he was going to do a week ago. Now, Coach, did you know this? You know who's training that guy?
Who?
Peter Fury.
Wow.
I'm going to tell you something else. You know what else I found out just yesterday? And salute to my brother iRock. You know what he told me?
What?
And you could look this up. That dude is one of the chief sparring partners for Tyson Fury.
Wow.
Yes, sir. And they're in link with the WBC.
Oh, you know what time it is.
Now, wasn't Usyk just talking about fighting Deontay?
Yep.
What do you think they're trying to prevent?
I already know.
You see what I mean? You see what I mean? Now, I just gave y'all, I'm not lying. Go to the Ring Magazine Instagram. And you see the fat white man talking, that's Peter Fury. That's Tyson Fury's cousin or something.
Wow.
But I just found this out last night. Because I was like, what the, and then he said, Silly Man told me, Chris Mannix, he says, Adrian Cabiel is happy to be the interim titleist. But he said, based off of your rules, Usyk could have a voluntary this year, and he can rest, and Adrian might not get his shot until next year. That's 2 years he got to wait.
Yep, that's what he said.
Right. So what are you paying for an interim title for? What are you doing? You're not the mandatory. That doesn't guarantee you a shot. And Usyk could come back next year and say, fine, I'll fight Deontay. And then Adrian still got to wait. Y'all watch boxing, but y'all don't watch boxing.
Tell them.
Now look at what they're doing with Usyk and this kickboxer, and the Furies are still running around. But Deontay got to go to fucking the UK to fight Derek Chisora. After they done criminals, they done cheated him out of his socks. But you niggas don't want to talk about shit like this. We're making it up. And then y'all say, oh, it's not that bad. Y'all guys still want to cheer and clap for Ryan Garcia.
Yeah,
the next time every black person that goes to a Ryan Garcia fight, show up with a George Floyd shirt and see what happens. Did he pay him? Did he give him reparations? Did he pay reparations? Did he pay did he even apologize to the George Floyd family? Did he say sorry like he said he was? I was right there on video. That was my camera. He said that too. I wanted to strangle him. I wanted to snatch him by his ankles off the damn stage and start beating on him. But I'm professional and I can't be emotional, although I was. I let him talk. He said, I'm going to apologize to the Floyd family. Did you ever ask if he did it? He talking about saving the kids. What has he done? Has he adopted kids? Has he donated to kids? What has he done? Like Tyson Fury said, he's going to donate his purse to people with mental illness. Has he done it? And you set up, and then when I bring things up like that, y'all say it's not that serious. Floyd Mayweather is probably more broke than he's putting out, to the point where he's about to sacrifice his 50-0 record. He's not getting out of this unscathed. A fight with Mike Tyson, a rematch with Manny Pacquiao, and he's coming back to jump into the rankings. Y'all tell me who the fuck he's beating, and I'm gonna tell you right now, the play is to come back at the end of 2027 and fight Ryan Garcia. But what he don't know is he's black, and he's gonna get reminded between Mike Tyson and the Ryan Garcia fight, somebody's gonna F him off. I don't know if it's gonna be in the ring or outside the ring, but somebody's gonna get him now. And he'll make $100 million, but what was the sacrifice? The belts collect dust, but they no longer have integrity. I just came from a goddamn a post, coach, and this is all relatable. I just came from a post on Instagram. They have a picture of Robert Horry, and they have a picture of James Harden. They said Robert Horry only made $43 million in his career. No, $46 million in his career. Right? And he has 7 rings. Then they have him standing next to James Harden. James Harden has made $411 million in his career, played for 6 teams and no rings. I went to the comment section and I typed, just here to see all the Gen Zers talking about they'd rather be James Harden.
Wow.
If you're young, you're offended. If you're my age or you think on my level, you understand where I'm going with this. Robert Horry's ribs ain't touching. Robert Horry has 7 champions. He has 1 more chip than Michael Jordan. Doesn't make him better than Mike. But Robert Horry's not even top 50 all time. What I'm saying is he's been picked up by teams as a free agent because of the quality of player he is. You know what is an important movie to watch? You remember what was the movie with Kurt Russell? And he was playing the coach of the American hockey team. Remember, what was it called? Miracles or some shit?
Yeah.
Where they beat the Russians that year?
Yeah.
The Russians were animals on that hockey rink. And the story is, when he was building that team in real life, the coach, they was like, man, we got all these guys in the NHL. Let's just grab this guy, that guy. He says, I'm not looking for the best players. I'm looking for the right ones. In other words, when you have the right ones, you have the right ones around you. You have something called chemistry. You have something called chemistry. And every team, all 7 of those teams, with the exception of, because when he came in to the league, him and Sam Cassell were rookies. And they got 2 rings off the bat with the Houston Rockets. After that, he was traded everywhere. But everywhere he went, he got a chip. Everywhere he went, he got a chip, with the exception of the Suns. He got a chip. Now, why is that? Because Robert Horry is a quality player. Now, 46 million or whatever he made, his ribs ain't touching. So he's a millionaire. He has 7 chips because anytime he was sitting at home, they say, yo, who we got on the free agency list? Robert Horry? Grab him. Get Robert. Now, that's a testament to the people that picked him up. And it's also a testament to the a lack of IQ when it's a lack of IQ of the front offices when they pick up a guy like James Harden with his big beard and traveling expertise. I mean, I swear the NBA is producing some of the best running backs that I've ever seen. But you're not winning with him. He's been on 6 teams and he's milked y'all for $411 million. We have no rings to show for it. And it tells you that the NBA is putting on a show. Who were the Golden State Warriors prior to them winning? None of those guys was considered world beaters, but when they got together under the right management and coaching, they started running away with the league. Now, what does this have to do with boxing? It's a show. That's it. We're filled with marketing schemes like Ryan Garcia instead of people that are doing the work like Devin Haney.
Come on.
And they've trained you clowns, you knuckle draggers, to hate yourself. They trained you to hate yourself. They trained you to talk about Devin Haney and his wide nose and his strong African features.
Come on.
While loving on this black-haired racist kid, racist, unapologetic, and told you, I'm not gonna apologize. Apologize, what's that? Y'all ain't gonna do nothing. And I'll be damned, y'all don't do nothing. But I swear to God, y'all get in our comment section, y'all be talking crazy to us.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, well, when I come to your city, I'm gonna do this, and when you coming out here, I'm gonna do that. Oh, we'll pull up, and oh yeah, I'm from Belmont, nigga. Yeah, all of that. Y'all say all of that, but no smoke to the Mexican American who said that about George Floyd. We were just marching in the street and the world was burning over that murder. And this guy says what he says and stands on it, and y'all don't do anything. That's why I don't take you serious. That's why I have about 500 wrenches. And that's why I put y'all on Front Street and I'll entertain your bullshit like I did the other day with these two, one clown. And I didn't even block him, but it got so crazy for him, he had to leave because you have to stand on what you stand on. If you're black and you stand with Ron Garcia, I don't want to talk to you. Exactly. I hope you're driving and your car flip for no reason. I'm dead serious because you're a waste of flesh. You understand? So you guys don't watch boxing like how you say you watch boxing. You guys like heroes. You guys like heroes. You're like villains because you're living in a fantasy world. So as it pertains to Bud Crawford, I let him go, brother. And I would suggest everybody do the same. I could appreciate the Canelo win. I could appreciate his genius in the ring because he's a damn genius. There's no smoke and mirrors with him. He's very basic, but the basics work. His IQ is high. I have nothing bad to say to him about a fighter. You know what I'm saying? But let's never forget, Errol Spence did the heavy lifting. He sure did. Errol Spence did the heavy lifting. But you see, I don't drag Bud. I don't. But if we're gonna tell the truth about him, let's tell the truth. But what the real shit is, I let him go. I let a lot of these athletes go. They're not for us. They're not for us. And you guys need to wake up. Wake up. I let these guys go. Gotta let them go. And this is just further proof. What he said to Joe Rogan, of all people, what he said that, I need you guys to understand, he just off these crackers. Yeah, he did. Now y'all deal with it. Because I'm not arguing on their behalf anymore. I let that go. There's a lot of people I don't talk up. I don't talk in defense of. Him, Shakur, I let them, I promise you, I let all of these knuckle draggers go. I just did. I had to. Because they're not for us. And I just wanted to click the link and say that, Coach, man. Keep doing your good thing, man. Appreciate you.
You always welcome, brother. Salute to my brother Drew Tight in the building.
Yes, sir. Peace, God.
Peace, brother. Now to my brother Drew Titan's point, that is a lesson in being on code. If you don't remember, our brother was on code the whole time during the Canelo versus Bud build-up. The feelings that he has right now, he had then. But what did my brother say? He said, for the purpose of the mission that we are trying to reach as a people, I will hold my personal gripes with him and the way he moves until at a later date and time. And right now, we are at that date and we are at that time. We cannot, family, listen to me. We cannot allow us being used as just entertainment as a gateway for open disrespect, family. It is a cancer and it is destroying us. I want to give a shout out to everyone that tuned in. I want to give a shout out to my brothers, I Am Trill Will. I want to give a shout out to Nada86, sending that cash in to support the channel. Got to always give a shout out to those who support in a huge way.
Yeah. Hey, yo, they don't do it like us.
And before we go, there's another point. My brother Drew said something that we can all learn from. He said that if me and my brother BF have a difference of opinion, I'll never have that discussion in front of the people, because that is a discussion not for the people to have. So when I see Shakur Stevenson and O'Shaquie Foster going at it like that, and still no fight being made, what are we doing, family? When I see these brothers going out of their way to constantly put money in the pocket of everybody else but their own, you have to understand that there is going to be a price to pay for this. If you don't find enough honor, enough value in your own brothers who have come up through the same journey as you in the sport of boxing, and give them a payday, but you want to give Pitbull a payday. Y'all want to go get all of these Ryan Garcias and all of these Latino fighters chances, but you don't want to go. So it's either two things: either you are scared to fight your black brother in the ring, or you are just self-hating and you don't see the value in making that bread with your brother. You are moving like an abnormal cancer cell, and if you don't stop now, at least us in the fan base or boxing supporters, these cancer cells are going to multiply, and before you know it, you're going to look up and Zuffa Boxing is going to be looking like the UFC. The sanctioning bodies are going to be gone. It will be a few Ring Magazine Black American champions, and it would have happened on our watch. The road that we're heading down, family, in the next 20 years, you can't blame it on the people from the 60s. You can't blame it on the ancestors from the 70s or the 80s or the 90s. What is going to happen during this crazy time of transition in the sport? Where we end up is going to be on our watch and where we are right now. So to the hypocrite, know that I see you. To those who channel hop and act like brothers over here, but then you act like a jiggercoon over there, I want you to know that we see you. And just because we don't speak on here, understand that those same principles that Drew was just speaking on, we talk about it. We talk about it. I'll send a message to one of my brothers and say, hey, be on the lookout for this. Send a screenshot and, hey, you see this? Hey, yeah, bro, I seen him. I've been seeing him. See, you think you the only one moving tactically. We're moving tactically as well. We got eyes everywhere as well, because we know the difference between stand-up brothers and some of these brothers who are trying to infiltrate. Whether you're a troll, whether you're a government informant thinking you're going to trick us up to say something wrong, we see you. We see you. Whether you're a brother trying to build your channel, whole time you're trying to be the next fat ass, what's his name? Whitlock. You trying to be the next Showbiz. You trying to be the next Stephen A. Know that we see you. And you're not getting away with nothing. I want to give a shout out to my sisters. Sugar Free Mars, Bella Faith, Queen Tay, Dr. Cameron Fields. I haven't had to second guess them, not once. Shout out to our sisters in the ranks with us, who are standing up with us. So family, I told you I was going to give you a few hours Sunday. To the boxing hypocrite, you're mad, you're upset right now because I'm calling out your lust that you have for Latino fighters and your lust that you have for Tank Davis on this beautiful Sunday. Always remember what this channel was made for. And I am the coach of the Truth Tellers. So with that, I always always understand I'm doing what I want to do over here as long as I'm standing up on truth. And since you haven't heard it in so long, family, we got to let my brother one of the honorable members of the family, come on up to the front with a message for the COINTELPRO boxing fan and the hypocrites among us. Again, shout out to I Am True Will, now to 86, everyone that supported, everyone that liked, everyone that shared. And to that hypocrite who thought that I had given up and disappeared, we gonna still be here. If you don't hear me through the whole week, you at least are gonna hear me on Sunday, cooking in the kitchen. Shout out to my brother Drew Titan coming in. Shout out to my brother Patrice X coming in. I know my brother Stormy B-Man's probably live. I know my brother I Am Trill Will's going to be going live. But salute to all of you. The brothers came in and set the airways on fire. And I appreciate every single one of you that came through. About to get off of here and go work on my breaks. So salute to the family. And I will see you all probably on another channel with the Truth Tellers. Peace, peace, peace. Let my brother come on up and say a few words.
You just want to say, fuck you. Oh, fuck you, fuck you. Fuck you, fuck you. Fuck, 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 fuck.
And always remember, it's okay if we don't agree, because some of us are going to have to be separated because we're not all going to be together.
We all not gonna be together. This ain't no damn unity party with punks. This ain't no unity party with people who don't want the true liberation of black people. This ain't no unity party with betrayers and snitchers and hypocrites and weak-minded, weak-blooded, spineless black people. This ain't that kind of party. So you take your raggedy ass on home.
Peace. All praise is due to the Most High. We talking boxing talk. We talking boxing talk, so pay attention. God made you and I in his own image. Sometimes like in boxing, life knock you down. Get up on both feet, we never accept defeat. Remove the chains off your mind and take your time. The truth teller's always on the front line. You COINTELPRO boxer fans, you're dead wrong. Spitting division and hate all day long. But I rebuke you spineless devils in the name of Jesus. And y'all know we really don't give a damn about your wicked motives, always trying to split the fam. We talking boxing talk, so pay attention. God made you and I in his own image. Sunday afternoon, I need to unwind. I grab a cup of tea and play my sister Sugar Free. Mom, her knowledge, she will set you free. But don't get it twisted, ain't nothing sweet. We talking boxing talk, so pay attention. God made you and I in his own image. My brother Drew Titan early in the AM, always speaking facts about the code. All the truth tellers, yeah, they real bold. The General 78, yeah, he real cold. Need some boxing history, shout out to Stormy B. Queen Shawala, always on the scene. And gotta give a shout out to our champ side. Getting us real facts, always down to ride. Now through one of these truth tellers, you found me. Now let's talk boxing with Coach B. We talking boxing talk, so pay attention. God made you and I in his own image. Shout out to my brothers Freedom March, Patrice X, who helped me put this whole thing together, and my sister, the great honorable Dr. Cameron Fields, helping us get our minds right. Mind, body, and soul.